Can you see my Blade Runner soundtrack?
Yeah, you can. All right, pull up in the questions I sent you. Not that you remember the questions I sent you.
I do loosely remember.
All right.
The questions.
All right. I'm gonna take my hat off because I'm wearing a Rams hat. We don't know if they're gonna win yet.
I have no clue.
I love my Rams. I love my Rams. Honestly, it's hot in here. All right.
It is hot in here.
All right. Is this thing on? I can't tap the mic.
I can't see it.
But
what is up, humans?
All right. Hey, this is Anthony, or Adventures in Skateboarding, and we are here at Bluetile Skateshop with David Bluetile.
What is up?
And we're actually here for the Chad Caruso Push Across America book signing and documentary screening. So awesome experience to be down here. But on the way down here, I was like, man, I'd like to ask Dave some skate shop questions, skate industry questions. So I texted him a bunch of questions like, hey, can we have this conversation? And he was like, yeah. Let's have that conversation.
I didn't really read the questions, but I'm down for the conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't remember them all, so I'm going to read them off the phone.
Let's do it.
And we're going to have the conversation. All right. So my first question was, and this is based off like, I want to know where my money's going to, and is there companies I should support more than others? So my question was, are there skate companies that support local skate shops more than others through collabs and limited drops and anything else? And that's driven through, I've seen you do, during the pandemic, Van supported you, and you were, and I got the limited edition Bluetile vans.
Yep.
I've seen Bluetile Thunder trucks.
Yep.
I've seen Bluetile Spitfire wheels.
Yep.
So I'm assuming like those type of companies want to support shops.
Sure.
Is that you investing in them and buying huge numbers to do those things, or is that them wanting to support shops?
No, I think there are brands that want to work with shops more, and they're more willing to work with shops. And sometimes those brands aren't rising to the top as much as you might want them to. You know, like Toy Machine might have a special place in my heart, and we've done collabs with them over the years. But lately, I've struggled to sell Toy Machine, you know, so it's like I would like them to do better. I do hope to maybe try to get some more logo boards and support them more this year. But it's based off consumption, you know. If people aren't buying it, I can't stock it. And so, but I will say, like, Jim at Deluxe, so your real boards, your Anti-Hero, Crooked, Spitfire, Thunder, like, I think Real or Deluxe is the only skate brand I know of that does not sell direct to consumer. Okay. And they do that entirely so that people have to go to a shop to buy stuff. So I'd say, yeah, first and foremost, Blam, support Deluxe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They make the best wheels. I ride Thunder trucks too, so it's like, and I'm skating a Crooked board right now. So yeah, I think they're doing a lot of big things and working with skate shops. I think Girl does a good job of that too. Girl and Chocolate also kind of fall into that category where it's like, I grew up with it and I love it, and I want them to be awesome and do really well. They're not as popular right now.
Yeah.
But I don't even think that's it. I think there's just so many brands, and that same customer is just spending their money across so many brands.
Every city I've gone to, I can usually find a chocolate board with that city's name on it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty rad.
Yeah, like I went to Kansas City, and I got a chocolate board at Escapist.
Yeah.
And, you know, had Kansas City on there. Actually, that's the board I learned heel flips on.
Hell yeah.
So I thought that was
pretty cool. I think those brands are doing good things.
Awesome. All right. And then here we go. Kind of in the current news, with so many shoe companies being sold, skater-owned shoe companies being sold, like what skater-owned shoe companies are still out there that we should support, or what are the advantages with going with the bigger name shoe companies?
Well, we could jump on the bigger name companies. Obviously have the capital to invest into technology, durability, padding, etc. If you're a brand and you're only putting out like 600 of a colorway, you're probably not innovating too much. you know. So there is that, and I think that's why brands like Lakai might have struggled over the years, or Soltech might have struggled over the years. But Soltech, I think, has really kind of stuck to their guns and been very intentional with their design and actually designing stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But we know Soltech is no longer Soltech, so they're not technically skater owned anymore. I will say, as far as new brands, you know, I love the Last Resort stuff, but also, like, in the same vein, like Jamie Thomas's new brand, WarSaw. Love it or hate it, that dude is he works for it.
Right.
Like, we talk very often, and he's like, how's it going? What can we do to make it do better? And how many brands he's like, I'll tell your customers I'll give them a free t-shirt and it'll come direct from me. I'm like, okay, here's the receipts. You know, like,
Yeah.
And that's a pretty big deal.
Right.
He's able to do that because it's a small ship right now, you know, but it's like he actually is stepping to the plate, and for what he maybe can't bring to the table with innovation and technology and all that sort of stuff, which is not what he's going for anyway, he is definitely bringing to the table like hard work and dedication.
The two people I've talked to that have bought that shoe, it's expensive.
It is.
And it's so nice. They haven't skated it yet because they're going to wear it as a nice shoe.
I mean, even Jamie told me.
Until it's worn down, and then they're going to skate it.
Yeah, Jamie sent me a pair, and I was like, I can't wait to skate them. And he's like, you're just going to want to wear them for a while.
Yeah.
You know, like, they're just really nice shoes.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I haven't skated them yet, but.
Yeah, everyone says they're just beautiful.
Yeah. My homie, East Coast Curb Killer.
Okay.
He's been skating them, and he loves them. He says they skate great. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I skated one of the Last Resorts I got from you.
Yeah.
And I'm not a low top skate shoe guy. I
Right.
buy them, and I liked them.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And that's not my style of shoe at all. But I thought
Even
they skated
them
well.
with you see that silhouette,
Yeah.
it looks very familiar. You know, it's not like any of their styles of shoes are very different, but you can tell that their outsole is very intentional, and they put thought into
Yeah.
it, and literally there's so many brands
cool.
out there that it feels like you get a shoe and I'll order that blank shoe and put my logo on it.
Right.
And that does happen, and obviously Last Resort isn't doing that, and I
Right.
think that's important. So
All right. Let's see. Okay, local skate shops, you know it better than anybody. They're disappearing in our
Yeah.
communities,
Mm-hmm.
and historically, local skate shops have taken responsibility for building skateboarding in communities, setting up
Right.
events, building parks. With that going away, what is the responsibility of the skaters in the community to take on that responsibility, and how can they do that?
I think that's a super tight double-edged sword. The blade is very sharp and it's very double-sided, because you have to take care of yourself first and foremost. But I think what skateboarders, especially, like, there's a tribe of skateboarders that holds themselves like you brought up, the skater-owned brand. I'm never gonna skate a corporate brand ever. And it's like, that's cool, but like, if you're only spending $30 on a skater-owned brand, you're not supporting them either. You know, so that's like a hard pill for someone to swallow, and that's okay because you're supporting yourself, and you have to take care of yourself and feed yourself. But you can't stand on this laurel like you're doing something, you're standing for some kind of cause, because at the end of the day, like, you know, one of my homies was talking about, well, I can't skate S anymore because they let Asta go. I'm like, well, you weren't paying Asta either, because you only pay $35 for S shoes.
Yeah.
So you're mad because they won't pay him. You ain't paid him either.
Right.
If you really support something, you should put your money where your mouth is. And that is a problem in skateboarding. And it's a problem specific to those brands. People are going to come in and pay $135 for the new Nike shoe, or $130 for the new Andrew Reynolds New Balance. They're not paying $90 or $110 or $130 for a skater-owned core brand, because they are trained and they know that they can just wait for it to go on sale.
Right.
So, and that mentality is partially why Lakai is no longer here, and it's definitely why Soltech had to sell. It was like they either sell or go out of business. It was a painful decision for everyone involved, but I think they look at it with, like, hopefully this is going to be good.
Yeah.
You know?
That was a conversation you had with Dale Decker years ago,
Yeah.
that people would wait till the shoes you had went on sale and then buy them. That wasn't helping you keep the lights on.
Right. And then I had somebody, you have to sell Lakai for what they sell for to support that brand. And if they sell for $40, that's what you need to sell them for. I'm like, no, dude, I have to eat too. That's my job.
Right.
You know, like, so if I'm just giving stuff away, like I know a lot of people just think that when we get inventory, we don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But you know, like, it'll cost you $20,000 to stock a season of footwear.
Right.
You know, like, if it's not generating, like the last season of Lakai footwear that I brought in less than $1 profit.
Right.
It
Because
was
you're
89 cents. And that was, I think I had that.
you've got to order this footwear a year out.
A year. Yeah.
And then
10 months to a year out.
You've got to order a year out. It gets delivered.
Mm-hmm.
And then if 6 months later it goes on sale through the whole industry,
Right.
if you keep up with that price, you don't get a refund check.
No,
you just
you
eat
don't.
You just eat it.
Yeah.
On something you paid for a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a very double-edged sword. Like I said, you got to take care of yourself, but you just can't speak out of both sides of your mouth.
Yeah.
Just come to the plate and say, look, I'm broke. I'm going to buy. Because if the market shifted and all the SBs were $30,
Right.
that same skater would be buying $30 SBs. They would not be buying $30 like whatever S shoes or DCs or whatever.
So you've been open for 25 years?
It'll be 24 years in September. So this is starting my 24th year.
24 years is a lot of ups and downs in skateboarding, right? Yeah. People right now are saying skateboarding's done.
Yeah.
And I've been around for a while skateboarding. Mm-hmm. I've seen, I haven't skated, but I've been alive through a lot of it. Mm-hmm. Everywhere I go, I see skateboarding. So part of me is asking, is skateboarding dying, or is there so many companies that the money's just spread, so no one's really getting rich off it? Yeah. But I see skateboarders, every park I go to is slammed. I think.
Do you see mostly kids or mostly 20 and up?
I see all age groups right now, everywhere I go.
Well, we just got a new park in town, and I go there a couple times a week at least, and it'll somewhat be bumping, but it's a new park. Yeah. And if there's 20 people there, that's a lot. Yeah.
So our new Southern Pines Park is so crowded you could barely skate it.
That's pretty cool.
Our Fayetteville Park is constantly. Yeah. It comes in waves, different time blocks, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty packed, but I feel like skateboarding's still there. I just feel like there's a lot.
Well, so it is both, but there are actual figures. Okay. You could look up. I don't know them off the top of my head, but it used to be Trans World Business. Now I think Board Retailers Association might have those numbers for you. But there is a decline in numbers of people who are actually skateboarding, but there is probably a rise in people who have a skateboard once in a while. Like, I got my skateboard, I skated 3 days, and now I'm never going to ride it again. Right. So, and I think that's partly internet. Like, people jump on every trend, but no trend actually sticks.
Makes sense.
So we don't have as many lifers skateboarding now. That's where the disconnect is. It's like, you and I know, like, we skated through the 90s. It was really dead. There was no shops anywhere. Yeah. There was no parks anywhere. And so I think people who grew up skating in the 90s kind of have that badge of honor to be like, I was in it when nobody was in it. And it was and it was freaking beautiful. That was Guy Mariano era and all this other stuff. It's like, so I don't know. I think
how have you kept the lights on during these dips through history?
Yeah, so that's another thing that people don't understand. During the evolution of Bluetile, it's really in small towns. Of course, in California and New York and stuff like that, you could have a skate shop for the last however 50, 60 years. But in a small town like Columbia, South Carolina, or Fayetteville, North Carolina, or whatever, it's like, to exist in a as a skate shop in those areas, half the time you're selling paintball or bike stuff or, you know, anything to help keep, like rollerblades, that, you know.
Yeah.
But the time that Bluetile has existed is really the only era where skateboarding was enough to support a skate shop.
Okay.
And now we're evolving into like
Textile.
more, well, we're, you know, doing screen printing and stickers and all this sort of stuff. So, but as the other thing is like bringing in sneakers, you know, like, and we were just talking up front, it's like, it took me so long to make the connection that when I'm hiking, I should wear a hiking shoe because it's better for your feet.
Right.
And when I'm walking, I should wear a running or walking shoe because it's better for your feet. I
Yeah.
always wore these probably terribly bad for your feet skate shoes.
Yeah.
You know, so like it's great to jump down stuff, but that cushioning is built differently.
I just bought the Kauai 4s from you.
Oh, those are sick.
And I was talking to a New Balance rep. There wasn't many of those made.
No, I think there was only 500 made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hyped on.
Yeah. Super
know?
sick. So I can't remember the number, but it was very low. I don't even
Yeah.
think it was 1,000.
And he was saying like, New Balance sells a lot of skate shoes.
Yeah.
They actually don't sell a lot of basketball shoes, and that's why they didn't make for them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that as a shop, we're evolving into, like, my mindset is like, all right, well, we're carrying Asics. Why don't we carry Asics runners? I haven't gone down that road. Or like, why don't we carry Saucony? Or, you know, where it's like all the college kids and military people might come in and buy some Saucony or whatever running shoes because we have cool stuff in the store. But they're not coming for skateboarding, but that allows us to support skateboarding. So I think we'll see more shops evolve into, you know, carrying more things like, I mean, shit, even I wish we were carrying more things like Carhartt and North Face and stuff like that, where it's like stuff that is quality and it works. And
I think the shoes make a lot of sense. So prior to me starting to skate at 41, I had my running shoes, my boots, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then I started skating, and I started paying attention to my shoes.
Yeah.
Which then made me pay attention more to my running shoes.
Right.
And then I started getting into shoes, and I started buying more shoes. Now I have more shoes than any
me too.
48-year-old male has business.
This is just what's here.
Yeah. Having shoes.
And this is such a small.
Yeah. It's a problem. I have.
But in my defense, I don't pay for most of my shoes.
I do.
I get my shoes, the ones I pay for, like there's some Jordan 4s over there that I bought with my own money. There's some Mac Attacks that I bought with my own money. Some Saucony. Yeah. Some John Morant's.
I probably have 10,
so all that I buy myself.
I probably have 10 colorways in the original tie shops.
Yeah.
Some I'll never skate. I just like to have them as nice walk around. I think they're a good looking shoe, and I like to have them. But yeah, I think the more you understand how a shoe is built and what makes it comfortable or what makes it functional, that everything I learned about skate shoe started to feed into my running shoe.
Right.
Taking care of your feet, because you take care of your feet, you're taking care of your back, you're taking care of your hips, you're taking care of your
I've had back
body.
surgery, so that's when you start thinking about it. So
it makes
watch
sense.
Rose Anvil. Do you ever watch that
No.
YouTube channel? It's pretty sick. They cut shoes up, they test the foam in it, they test the leather, they do all this stuff, and they'll have this test. And I talk to them every now and then in the comments, you know. But like, they have this bar drop test where they drop it on the sole, and however much it bounces is like the rebound, and that's how much cushion and stuff. But with a skate shoe, you don't want it to bounce. You want that shock absorption. You want it to just thud.
Yeah.
Because if you're jumping down a set of 8 stairs and that rebound bounces up, all of the energy is bouncing into your knees.
Yeah.
So that's great. You know, you get that rebound for walking down the street in a nice, comfortable pair of shoes. But for skateboarding, you want a different type of impact support. So a lot of people don't understand that.
Ben DeGrosse talked about that with flight decks. That's why he doesn't like flight decks, because they bounce back at you.
They do. Yeah. But they do give you more pop.
Yeah, for sure. I skate flight decks.
It's crazy.
But he doesn't like it because it pushes it back up at you.
I don't like it because they razor tail so
They do, because they're thin.
Yeah.
I just skated the K26 twin tail, which is their first twin tail. it needs to have a little bit more kick.
Yeah, the
little
shapes
flat.
are also
Yeah.
just weird, just bad. They need to tone their shapes a little bit
Yeah.
better. But the boards are great.
Yeah,
Those,
they last forever.
they're so light, and you literally will feel your pop.
For sure.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
crazy.
They're
So,
good. Let's see if I had any other questions here. I think that was it, but I just wanted to get you on there and like
yeah,
I appreciate.
that was fun. That's cool.
I think everyone appreciates the channel. Like this is the best place to come for shoes on the internet for skate shoes. I think everyone knows that.
Well, I appreciate it.
The crazy part is there's a whole skate shop business. I think people are
Yeah.
very interested in that as a whole,
Yeah.
but you focus
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the shoes.
Yeah. Well, I do have the Bluetile Skateshop channel that I'm trying to do more.
Okay.
You know, like I did get the tool for re-drilling your wheelbase, and I got the short urethane durometer testers over there.
Okay.
So I'm like, so I do want to start doing stuff like that, but also like
Time consuming.
doing a print shop, doing a skate
Yeah.
shop, making videos, trying to also skate. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot to do. So I want to do more of that stuff. I want to do more hard goods. That's where I started, but you know,
No, we appreciate it. Thanks for educating all of us.
I hope to just make skateboarding fun.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
That's
No, I
it.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. Thanks
All right.
for the conversation.
Go to
Yeah.
bluetile.com and David
BluetileSC.com.
BluetileSC.com and David Bluetile on YouTube.
Peace.